to, there was a team who was setting up a Get Started Day for our staff. Wanted to make a real oomph and exciting few days. What was it called? Eat, play,
Laugh,
Move, laugh and eat. That was the thing of our first 2 days together. And as you know, 2014 had been a pretty challenging time for our staff. We've been through just like a huge merger with dual sites, relocation, re-relocation, and all the new stuff that staff are doing on top of learning about how to co-teach for a lot of the staff, learning new systems, new schools. So it was a pretty intense year. We wanted to make sure that 2015 was a great start. So the team who were in charge of setting up a few days found out about rowing, and they had a look into her website, and the thing she was talking about, well, this would be great. Here's someone who's going to inspire and motivate and challenge the team, and certainly the team really enjoyed those few days or the session that Rowie had with us. Rowie kindly offered to come back and do another session with the staff, and I said, if you can do that, you do one in the parent and the evening with our parents. So thank you so much for coming tonight, Rowie. Let's give her a warm welcome.
And when I first moved to New Zealand, because I do live here now, you know what people said to me? They're not going to get you in New Zealand. I went to a conference and it was with school teachers, and this school teacher came to me at the end of it and she said, "You're one of those obnoxiously happy people, aren't you?" So that's what you're in for. And I apologise enough for nothing. What I'm here for is to please make sure that you're happy, healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life. And as I look around, I don't know what's going on the inside of your body, and most of you don't know either. You don't know what's growing in there, or what's getting bigger or smaller, or what's going on. But I'm setting you up for a challenge, and the reason is this. At the ripe old age of 13, so I was very privileged. I had this amazing experience at school, and I'm going to share it with you because it's the reason why I'm here tonight. 2 girls did a survey around my school, and there was no Facebook and no computers, so they had to use paper. So they went around to the whole school with pieces of paper and they said, tick yes if you like Rowie and tick no if you don't like Rowie. Now, I will explain a little further. I was fat, I had pimples on my face and I had buck teeth. If you've been to Australia recently, a 20-cent coin could fit between my 2 front teeth. So I was not a good, pleasurable to look at version, so the blokes didn't even know I was there, and for some reason the girls hated me. The 2 most popular girls in the school did this survey, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart because they had to have the courage to come to my face with those pieces of paper and say, "Rowena, the whole school hates you." 13. I've got pimples on my face, I'm chubby, I've got bucky teeth. I went home, what do you think I did? Yeah, of course I did. Close the door and cry my eyes out. Now, I'm not intellectually smart, my IQ is not very high. I've got a reasonable street smarts though, and here's what I figured out at the ripe old age of 13. Were those 2 girls trying to make me happy or hurt me? They trying to screw up my life or improve it? You see, I'm not a big fan of winning. I don't particularly care about winning, but I really hate losing. And I looked at myself in the mirror that day, and this is exactly what happened. I was 13, I'll never forget it. I'm so thankful for those 2 girls. I pulled my shoulders back, I looked in the mirror, never again will anybody make me feel that way. Because I allowed them to do that to me. They didn't hurt me, I allowed them to hurt me. I walked out of my school that night like this. But the next day I walked in like this. And here's what happened at 13. And I'm asking you, if this hasn't happened to you, it's time. You ready? I looked myself in the eye and I said, from this day forward, I will be the control freak of my own emotions. I will become a powerful, passionate, positive person. Say it loud. I will be a powerful, passionate, positive person. No, this is not a religious convention. This is a 13-year-old who decided that her life was not going to be ruined by 2 people who were trying to do that. And I walked back into the school the next day, my shoulders pulled back. I will share this with you because I love school uniforms, and this is why. I used to get bullied because I liked my school uniform. I used to wear it really well, and the girls used to tease me. Who do you think you are in your perfect school uniform? So the next day I shined my shoes very sharply, did my hair beautifully. I had a mullet then, I think. It was a long time ago. And I went back to school, walked briskly into the school area, looked the two girls in the eye and I did this. Ready? Thank you. Now, I wish more adults got this. The people that are trying to screw up your life, you know what's going to really screw them up? When you're really happy. They get very annoying. The worst thing you can do is let them get to you. If people are pressing your buttons and you go like this, they've won. I hate losing. I hate it. So I walked back into that school that next day and I said, that's it, I will be a powerful, passionate, positive person. Now nothing changed physically for me except that I stood up straight and I started walking fast, I started looking people in the eye. When you walk fast and you have this attitude, I will climb the mountain, I will do it or die. You'll see me waving from the top or dead on the side. Guess what the rest of the world tends to do when you walk? They get out of your bloody way. And I'm sharing that with you because, having just listened to the whole computer cyber challenge thing, it's not new. It's just done a little bit differently. So yes, you can put a lock on the computer, and yes, you can buy a new program. But ultimately, it's the kind of person that our kids are. It's who are you and what do you stand for and what do you stand for under pressure. And when the world's trying to knock you over, what are you going to do about it? This is what I did. My father sent me to private boarding school in Melbourne to become a lawyer. It was a private religious school where you couldn't dance and you couldn't listen to rock music. Please imagine, it's my school hall, a very similar size to this, 450 plus students. We had a school day where it was raining outside. I call it free water out of the sky, as you would too. You wouldn't say it's raining today, would you? I have tank water now in New Zealand. I love free water out of the sky. There's free water coming out of the sky. We couldn't do outdoor sport. These two people walked into our school sports hall to do indoor sport for the day. Some of you may be of my vintage and you might know what I'm talking about. This was a private school where you couldn't dance and you couldn't listen to rock music. If you did that, you didn't go up there, you went down there. So this is how exciting this was for me. These people walked into my school, they put a tape into a tape deck. Some of you will remember what that is. Some year 5s and 6s did today. And we started doing exercise to music. Woo! And we were making noises and plugging River Jane Fonda days. Come on, you must remember a little bit. I was 13 years of age, and as I share with you year 5s and 6s today, I believe there's 2 epic moments in my life and yours. Only 2. The day you're born, a very important day. The day you find out why. I was so privileged at 13 I found out why. I decided from that day I knew those people were paid to do that. So I went to the principal of my school, and you'll understand why I love principals so much after I tell you the story. I said, sir, how much are you paying us to teach exercise to music? I was 13. He said, $30, why do you laugh? I said, I'll do it for 25. Now, I don't know if you're born with an entrepreneurial gene. I don't know why I did that. I just knew, as most of you do, deep down inside, even if you've been hiding it for the last 20, 30 years, you know why you're on this planet. You are passionate about something, you are excited about something, and you might be sucked into some boring, dull job you're doing now, but that's not what you have to do for the rest of your life, and it's certainly not what our kids have to do. So, private boarding school didn't need to save $5, I don't think. He said, all right, Rowena, we'll let you teach exercise to music to the whole school. I only had 2 small challenges. Sometimes life will throw you some challenges. These are just a couple of tiny weeny Bees Willies ones, which is very tiny, a Bees Willie. I didn't know how to teach exercise to music. Second small challenge, the whole school hated me. We've all overcome massive challenges, particularly in this city. Massive. You just have to find a way. So, you ready for this one? You have to remember this. Powerful, passionate, positive people practice, plan and prepare to prevent poor performance. Don't they? So I practiced, planned and prepared my ass off. So that when I stood up on that stage in front of my school, I put my music in, as I shared with the year 5s and 6s today. Courage simply means being scared to death and doing it anyway. So with courage in my heart, I stood up in front of my school and I taught exercise to my whole school. Now 2 things happened that day, and I'm sure that in your life this has happened to you too. Maybe not to the blokes in this particular way. I found out that day that guys dig chicks that teach exercise. And I'm Every guy in that school had ticked that survey. Every male in my school had ticked "We hate Rowena." They were the two most popular girls in the school. Of course they ticked the box. But here's what happened. Men play rugby. They box, they play ice hockey. Men understand what courage is. As I shared today with some of the teachers, Darren Lockyer is one of my favourite footballers, and he'll tell you that before every game he used to throw up. He was so scared, but he had a few cracks at it, didn't he? You know anything about his career. See, courage is simply feeling the fear and having to go anyway. And the reason I'm sharing that with you today is I believe our kids need to get that message, but who the hell are they going to get it from? They have to get it from us. You have to be the most courageous person in their life. Do you know that cyberbullying is not just a challenge in schools? Do you know how many businesses I go to in the corporate world where bullying online with adults is normal? Grow up. If you don't like someone, at least have the courage to go to their face and tell them that. It's just pathetic. So, I decided that I would be an aerobic instructor. I would become an aerobic instructor. Sorry, I forgot to tell you this. The second thing I found out that day, as you will all know, is that men don't like nasty women. They don't like them. Because when guys punch each other on a football field, or they box each other to knock each other out, what happens at the end of the game or the end of the match? Shake hands. If one guy had a better punch, the other guy will say, "Good punch, mate, well done." If women have a fight, how long before they talk to each other again? Never. Just today, it was a little girl down the front, so she's in Year 5 or Year 6, she said exactly that. She said, never. She knows that already, and she's only 9 or 10 years of age. Here's what I'm asking us to do as women, set the example for our kids. Get over it. If someone's nasty to you, get over it. Be the bigger person. Smile at them and say, "Thank you very much." You have just revealed yourself as a nasty person. Now I know. That's great. See, it's easy, isn't it? We get caught up in the emotion and the rubbish, but it's not that hard. Here's what else we got caught up in. You can't do that. You're not good enough. I'm going to cut this story really, really short. I ran away from home. I'm not suggesting that's a good thing, but I knew that what I wanted to do. Here's what happened. My father spoke 7 languages fluently. When I told him that I would become an exercise instructor instead of a lawyer, he swore at me in 7 languages fluently. And I'm sure you've experienced that too. If you've ever had a goal or a dream, there's been somebody in your life that said to you, "You can't do that. You're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too old, too inexperienced, too something." And we buy into it. I can't do that because somebody else thinks I can't. Well, that's just not true, and we know that. I shared a fantastic story today with the teachers. It's my new favourite. The gentleman who invented Amway, you know that fantastic company that saves you money and makes millionaires out of all of your friends, except you lose all your friends, something like that. I don't know how that story goes. He needed a heart transplant. He's had a very bad heart and he was going to die. Couldn't get a heart. Now he's got one. He had lunch with the lady whose heart is now beating inside his chest. That's the look I was looking for. This lady down the front saying, "Tricky." Did you say tricky? I'm going to go back one. I think that it's really, really cool that you can take someone's heart out of somebody's body and put it into someone else's and get it beating again and they can live normally. Don't you think that's amazing? But today in this room, we've all accepted that as normal, haven't we? We've said that's normal. Of course you can have heart transplants. Can you see that nothing is impossible yet? We're happy to tell our kids, "You're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny." That's just not fair. Everything that's ever been achieved in this world or invented or done was once considered impossible. So this man sits down to lunch with the lady and her heart is inside his chest, keeping him alive. How does that work? Here's how it works. She needed a lung transplant. And apparently, lung transplants work better, so you can do heart and lungs. They work better when you take both. So she got somebody else's heart and lungs together as a package. So now there was a spare heart hanging about. So Mr. Amway got the heart. So he sits down and has lunch with the woman. Come on, that's really cool, isn't it? Now somebody's child grew up to be that doctor that did that operation, didn't they? And And someone might have said to that child, you can't do that, you're not smart enough, or you don't have a good enough education. Here's my experience, and I'm not a school teacher, but I spend a lot of time in schools now. I've just done a tour around Australia with year 9s, which is the 13 and 14-year-olds. Here's why we do work with year 9s. What do you want to do when you finish school? I'm a rock star, I'm an astronaut, I'm going to be a landscape gardener, I'm going to be a gamer. I'll tell you what they're going to do. Year 10, 1 year later, 15. What are you going to do when you finish school? That will depend on what mark I get. That will depend on what university I can get into. That will depend on how much money I can get. That will depend. It shouldn't depend on anything. You should be doing what you're absolutely passionate about. So here's my challenge to you. Are you? Are you doing what you love? When your kids say to you, and here's why I'm asking you this question. Because at 13, chubby, pimples, unfit, unhealthy, not in good shape, not going great. I gave myself this small challenge. I'm 13. By the time I'm 50, I'm going to be healthy, fit, strong, have a career that I love. I'm going to earn lots of money. I'm going to fall in love with a man who's really funny and really intelligent. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to give millions of dollars to charity. You've decided to do that, haven't you? Get with the program. I was 13 and I decided that. Now, I did decide, however, that I had to do some research because I didn't want to think that I knew everything at 13. So I looked at some 50-year-olds and asked some questions of 50-year-olds, which is how old I am now, which is why this is a very relevant story. Not all, but I said to some 50-year-olds, so you must be really happy. Not too bad. It's too cold today. Lots of traffic on the road. You must be really fit and healthy and strong. Oh, I'm a bit pale. You're trying to lose weight for ages. Try to revive it. So you must have a career that you love. Well, actually, no, I hate my job. My boss is an ass. You've travelled the world. You know, I've met people in Australia and New Zealand. It's really classic. I met a lady once in Taranaki. I said, this is a beautiful town. I've never been here before. And she said, I've never been out. She was 50. I said, what about the South Island? You know what she said about you guys? Oh, no, it's very shaky down there. So I set a goal that when I was 50, and I chatted to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I was sure I should be. If they ever said to me, Miss, can I be happy, healthy, fit, strong, have a career that I love, travelling the world, give millions of dollars to charity, and love my life when I'm 50, I wanted to be the example. And here's the, you ready? It's fabulous at 40, fantastic at 50, sexy at 60, sensational at 70, awesome at 80, never give up at 90, happy, healthy at 100. Some of you are looking me off, I'm an idiot. Who wants to live till they're 100? Here's my inspiration. See, I believe we should all be the inspiration for our kids. Our kids should be strong, powerful, passionate people because we are. Here's my inspiration. I'm just clicking through the news. I don't do that very often. It's full of bad stuff. But the sports section's always full of good stuff. I go there because it's all about winning and achieving it. So there's a guy in Toronto, Canada. He's run a marathon. Not too big of a deal. I feel like he'll run a marathon. He's 100. 42.2 kilometres. The man's 100. Come on, that's impressive. This is not the impressive part of this story. You ready? He beat 5 people. 5 people had to go home from a marathon that day and say to their family, yes, I ran a marathon today, but a 100-year-old man beat me. I love that story. We were skiing at Whistler in Canada. If you haven't done it and you love to ski, it's got the longest runs in the world. You get to the end of the run and you think, I can't do that again. Of course you can. You get up and do it again. It's Christmas morning, first run. 2 people get into the lift. They are not 21 anymore. So I asked, how young are you? She was over 80. He just turned 90. It's Christmas and he's skiing. Now I'm skiing gentle runs. I don't like to fall over. They're doing double black diamond runs. End of the day, you know, 4:30 maybe because it's dark because it's Christmas in winter time. There they are. You know what they're arguing about in the lift? Let's do it again. Let's go for another run. We'll make one more. 80 and 90. You know, like you 40-year-olds say this, oh, I'm so old. Can't exercise too long. It's too cold. I was here in February. It's too hot. Come on. of you, in a very short period of time, had to be happy, healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, and there was nothing to sell you. There was no books, no programs, no potions, pills, or anything. It was just common sense and logic, and if you did it every day for the rest of your life, you would be fantastic at 40, fabulous at 50, sexy at 60, sensational at 70, awesome, 80, never give up at 90, happy, healthy at 100. Would that be good? Just say yes, Rowie. Yes. Some of you are going, that can't be possible. Now, before I continue with that, here's what we need to decide. There's 3 kinds of people in the world. Let's find out. Everybody stand up. Let's find out who's here to see me. With this great opportunity, could you please, with power, passion and positivity, even though you haven't practiced, planned and prepared, could you please write wow with your body? Go. Awesome. Now we know who's here. See, some of you, when I said, could you please write wow with your body, did this. Why wouldn't you get up and write wow with your body? Of course you would. There's another group that does this. If everybody else is doing it, what's that do? I'm not writing wow. There's a challenge there, isn't there? See, this end down here, when I share this with you, what you can do with your hair for the rest of your life, this group will say, this group, everything's a challenge. You can't do that, it's too hot, it's too cold, you're not smart enough, it'll never work. Here's one of the questions I always ask. Have you tried it? Have you done it? What if it didn't work? Imagine if every time somebody said you can't do that, you said, what if you could? What if it was possible? So I shared with the teachers today, this is one of the I came here in February all excited because there's a new school going up and there's going to be 100 adults, young adults in the classroom, there's going to be 4 teachers and there's this new wow thing going on here. For me that's incredibly exciting. So I go to heaps of schools all over Australia and New Zealand and I say, this is the cool thing they're doing in Christchurch, there's going to be 100 kids in the classroom and 4 teachers, going to be amazing. Really? That won't work? That's never going to fly. Don't they know what they're doing? Know what I say? What if it did work? What if it was fantastic? Now, I'm not just asking you, I don't expect you to be any of these people, I'm just asking you, who are you? Are you the person that says, no, that will never work? Or you do this, well, they say it won't work, they say it will, and they say it won't, and now wishy-washy, who knows? This is called average. I can't make up my own mind, so I follow what everybody else is doing. See, that's what Facebook is, and that's what this whole internet challenge is. I can't stand up for myself, so I've got to follow what everybody else is doing. My kids don't need to be like that. What about this group over here? Let's give them a crack. What if it does work? What if we could do this? Now, what I'm about to share with you is no one's going to argue with it. Not one person in this room, whether you're a health and fitness expert, an exercise physiologist, a cardiologist, an orthopedic surgeon, no one's going to argue with it. And I'm not going to try and sell you anything. How are we going so far? Everybody stand up. Now, the year 5s and 6s are really good at this, so we'll see what happens. There's 5 verses to the song. There's 5 tips to be happy, healthy, fit, and strong for the rest of your life. How many? 5. And very simple because I do not have a tertiary education. Are you ready? Here's the first one. Tap your toe, click your fingers, and you've got to do it with power, passion, and enthusiasm. Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy. Stop that, sit down. Is that complicated? Do you know how many people say this? I will be happy if. I will be happy when it's warmer. I'll be happy when I've got a better job. I'll be happy if I lose weight. I'll be happy if I get out of this relationship. I'll be happy if I had more money. I'll be happy if I went on better holidays. I'll be happy if it was Friday. How come do you say that? How are you today? I wish it was Friday. Well, it's not. And you can't make it Friday because today is a magical day. No, today's a terrific day. Tomorrow's Wow Day. The day after is Thankful Day. Then comes Fun Day, Soup Day, and Sparkle Day. And the reason I say that is because you choose happiness, yes? It's not if and when.
Yeah.
If you if it and when it, it's never it. If you decide now, I will be happy regardless, that's when the world changes. I'll be happy whether there's free water coming out of the sky or the golden balls up. Excuse me, do you have any control over that? Do you know people that can think, oh, I can't be happy, it's cold. Don't be ridiculous. Put your jacket on. Do you know who says this little song I'm about to sing with you, join in if you are excited about singing. May your Mondays be magical, may your Tuesdays be terrific, may your Wednesdays be very wow. May your Thursdays be painful, may your Fridays be a fun day, may your Saturdays be super with 7 O's even for a school teacher, may your Sundays be sparkly, because you choose them to be. What if, by the time our kids are 50, there was no Mon, Tues, Wed, Thurs, Fri, Sat, Sun? Instead, the days were Magical Day, Terrific Day, Wow Day, Thankful Day, Fun Day, Super Day, and Sparkle Day. Imagine, there would be no more Monday-itis. It's now Magical Day-itis. See, some of you are looking at me like this now. Oh, she's one of those obnoxiously. Yeah, well, you get to choose. I refuse to wake up on Monday morning with Monday-itis. If you understand exercise physiology, itis means inflammation of. Tendinitis, inflammation of the tendon. People have inflammation of the Monday and call it Monday-itis. Stop it! It doesn't matter which day it is. You've got no control over what day it is. Just enjoy every single day because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, do you? Especially when you're so just choose to be happy now, not if when it's just regardless. Do you like that? That's the easy one. Second one, you can stay seated, but you have to get into the actions. And if you get embarrassed, it's going to be really interesting. It goes like this. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. And drink more water, can't hear you. You know, and this is the challenge. Today, some of our little girls went a little bit red in the face when we were talking about tickle. You have to tickle. Everybody has to tickle. Now, here's why this is also important. Did you know that you can go your whole life without exercising? Did you know that? Some people do. So it's not a necessity. How long can you go without food? 2 to 3 weeks. Somebody said 10 minutes. 10 minutes. If you had no food from now, you'll probably last 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're talking about health and fitness and living well, exercise probably isn't a part of it because you go your whole life without it. Food, 2 to 3 weeks. Pretty important. About water. If you stop drinking now, how long before you were dead? How's that for a positive word? Dead. 2 to 3 days finished. Is it important? So we have a joke here constantly. And this is why. Because I believe that our children teach us. I was in a supermarket on the Gold Coast. It's my favourite story of all time, really. A man comes to me, he has grey hair, he's of mature age, and I've never met him before. Context. No, context. Never met him before. And he comes up to me and says, I've got long clear wheeze because of you. This is an interesting opening line in any conversation, particularly from Australia during the supermarket. Come on, this is fun, I love this. I said, really? Tell me about that, sir. Ready? You came to my son's school, talked about the importance of drinking water till you've got clear wheeze. At our house, as you suggested, we have a gold star chart. Everybody who lives in our house has their name on the chart. When we have a long clear wheeze, we have a gold star. You ready? This is what it is in the supermarket. I'm winning! Said, tell me about that, sir. Now, brain cells are 90% fluid, muscles are 60 to 70% fluid. Is it important? What does your brain control? Hello? Everything! We walk around like this. This is my, I love doing this. This is my imitation of the sultana. Which is a dehydrated grey. Brain cells cannot be sultanas, they have to be greys. Otherwise your brain doesn't function, your body doesn't function. However, and I have to do this because this is fun, so could you stand up for me, please? just don't do anything, just stand. Thank you. Thank you. And could you stand? Now, you will hear from my profession, because I'm in the fitness profession, that everybody should drink 8 glasses of water or 2 litres of water every day. Have you heard that? Yeah. Is it possible that these two people have different fluid requirements? I'm asking you to question everything you hear that comes out of anybody's mouth. When did we stop questioning common sense and logic? Now, here's what we do know. Now, this man may be a mathematical genius who sits at his computer all day long and doesn't do very much. And this may be an elite athlete who runs 25 miles every day. Who would need more water then? The bigger person or the smaller person? The smaller person. So how do you not clear weeds. What if the whole world did that? The world would be a better place. You have an office, corporate office, you should have a gold star chart. We need an app for that, don't we? Okay. This one you know, you can do it in your chair and it's better in your chair, and you've got to do it with passion and enthusiasm. Eat more fruit and vegetables. Come on, go. Eat more fruit and vegetables, eat more fruit and vegetables, eat more fruit and vegetables, eat more fruit and vegetables. You're not hard. You already know that, don't you? What you said so far, some of you are really intelligent. You're going, we know all this already. What if the whole world did it? What if the whole world from today decided that regardless of the weather, regardless of the traffic, regardless of what Mother Nature's doing, regardless of their job or their relationship, they just chose to be happy? Would the world be a better place? If everybody had long, clear tingles, which means they were hydrated and their brains are working better, would the world be a better place? Now, vegetables and fruit are an interesting thing, because we all know that we've been taught our whole lives that we should be eating stuff that comes out of the ground. So, and it's because they've got vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals, and they're good for us, yes? We all know that, don't we? Probably tell our kids that, don't we? We might be telling them this. Please, vegetables are green. We'll have pizza tonight rather than cook vegetables. Now, you might not say that. It might just be the expression on your face. It's an easy to deliver. So, I'm not a big fan of vegetables either, until I found out this. When you eat fruit and vegetables, you poo at least 2 times every day. And that's when you should have a poo party. Yes! Now, if you think tinkle's embarrassing, you should see some people's faces now. And this is our challenge, because poo's become embarrassing. I wish somebody when I was 13 and overweight had come to me and said, Rob, are you pooing 2 times every day? Because I would have said no. Because I was on all sorts of diets. One of them was the twisty and white bread roll diet. Have you ever heard of that? You eat 1 white bread roll and 1 packet of twisties every day, and that's it. Now, you lose a lot of weight on that diet, but you don't poo. So you end up with this bloated, uncomfortable stomach. I used to walk around at 13 sort of pulling my t-shirt over my belly because I was really uncomfortable. As soon as you start pooing 2 times every day, that all feels fantastic, doesn't it? Those of you who are going, yes, I do it. It's awesome. You know, as humans, this is adults that did this. Let's not eat vegetables. Let's take a pill instead. Let's take a laxative or let's take a vitamin pill. We won't be poo then either. Ladies and gentlemen, have a poo party at your house. Every time you have a poo, excited about it so that your kids will be too. Yes! Some of you are just going, there's no way. That you already do. Next one's going to be an interesting one because a lot of people use exercise as a swear word. Exercise. And I get that, because in my profession we've made it so complicated and so boring and so hard. And unless you're a super fit person, and I'll share this with you the advice and tips today, 90% of New Zealanders don't have an exercise program that will really benefit the rest of their life. Some people are moving for 12 weeks to this way. They don't binge, or they've got some program that's doing something for them emotionally. But long-term health and fitness, there are a lot of people in that category. Let's just do a survey. How many of you here have someone in their life who doesn't exercise at all? Isn't that interesting? That's my fault. It's my profession. It's not my taking responsibility. Because I used to say this to people when I came to my facility. I'd say this. If you don't do huffy puffy exercise for at least 30 minutes, don't bother. Guess what? Don't bother. This is how serious this is now, though. I was at a school in New Zealand. There was a little girl sitting next to me, low dose decile. She was 68 kilos and she was 6 years of age. That's heavier than me, and she was 6 years of age. Her eyes were almost closed because her face was large. If she wanted to exercise for 30 minutes, do you think she could? For her to walk was like this. That's why we've got to do something about it. Now, 30 minutes is ridiculous. If you can't do 30 minutes, why would somebody tell you to do 30 minutes? For those of you who have ever been on one of those machines with the red buttons on, how long is 30 minutes waiting for it to click over? 3 hours, 3 years. It's a really long time. However, when you go back to pure common sense logic and then exercise physiology, which backs it up totally, the fastest man in the world, how long does he run for? 9.54 seconds is the exact answer at the moment. Do you think he holds anything back while it's running? I'll just pace therefore I challenge you today that regardless of what exercise program you think works the best, here's what isn't working. Whatever we're doing isn't working. Because New Zealand now has 31 or 32 or 33% obesity. Obesity means weight is affecting your health. And that number changes on a regular basis. Because some people lose weight and they put back on again and lose weight. Have you noticed that? I've been involved with the Biggest Loser show in Australia twice now. And everybody that I've been on the show with, I've just done guest appearances, have put on more weight than they lost. That's silliness. How can you be, this is called get into great shape, pick a size, pick a weight, and stay there for the rest of your life. Save a lot of money on clothes. This is a side tip, if you've got fat clothes in your cupboard, get rid of them, because it means you've got something to wear if you put weight on. So just get rid of it, so you've got nothing to wear. So what if you committed to, you inspired people to, do 4 huffing puffing sessions a day? Fit people burn fat faster. Get that? Fit people burn fat faster, but to get fit you have to get puffed. Now for some people, to walk up the flight of stairs, they get to here and it's this. That's awesome, that's 1 puff. And you just walk. How long did that take? 3 seconds. If you're really, really fit, and I got you to jog on the spot, it would take you less time than 10 seconds, because the fitter you are, the harder you go, which is the quicker you get puffed. Is anybody excited yet? Now, those people, remember those grumpy people going, hey, that won't work. That's not enough. What if you tried it? What if you made a commitment today that you would get up in the morning and jog real fast on the spot, or punch, or vacuum fast, or walk your dog really fast, or run up and down the hallway, or find a flight of stairs, or climb a tree, and just get pumped. And then at morning tea, you did it again. For how long here? 10 seconds. And it might be 8 for you, it might be 12. It's just called getting puffed. It's not about how long you exercise for, it means you've got to get puffed. Fit people burn fat faster. And to get fit, you have to get puffed. Most people, they start off puffy because they go for a walk, and because they're unfit, they're puffy when they walk. But after a while, you get fit, yeah? And what happens when you're walking? Now you're just out for a walk. I actually think, and I'm really going to be very controversial, some of us walking makes us fat. Oh, you know why? Think about this. It's logic, it's all logic. I walked for 30 minutes today. How long is 30 minutes when you're bored and you don't want to do it? A really long time. So it feels like you've done a lot of work. When you actually analyse how many calories, maybe 150, maybe 200. Oh, I've burned 200 calories. I've exercised 30 minutes. Might have a muffin. 300 calories. 200, put 300 in. This is silliness, isn't it? We've got to stop it. This yo-yo dieting has got to stop. We've got to pick a weight and a size that we're happy with and stay there for the rest of our lives. And if you committed to it, here's how this works. I was at a corporate event. So a girl down the front, she said to me, I hate exercise. I said, what about 40 seconds every day? She said, that just sounds ridiculous. I said, keep in mind. Now, didn't hear from her again for a little while. I heard from her boss. He said, Sue comes in the morning, before she sits down at her desk, she does this thing. And then she sits down like this. And then morning tea, she gets up and she does this thing. And then afternoon tea, she does this thing. And she gets it all done before she goes home. Next time I hear from Sue, ready? My mother and I have just completed the Rotorua Marathon. I'm not saying you have to run marathons, I'm just asking to make a commitment to everybody so they look into it. They look at you and they say, in my life, the healthiest, fittest, strongest person is my mum and dad. And the last one is strong. The last verse. Get strong! That's it. You say it 3 times. Get strong! Do you know what I'm sick of hearing? I have to go to the gym and gym's really expensive and you go, nah. You know there's more gyms than there's ever been. Now there's 24-hour ones and they're open 7 days. You can go in, but guess what? Still only 10% of people are exercising, aren't they? Because 10% of people are addicted to it because they love it. 90% hate it. My question is this, do you have a floor? At your house, do you have a floor? Unless you are on a spaceship when you're floating around, you will have a floor, yeah? And if you haven't seen this already, you will see me in New Zealand airports. Because if I haven't done a strength training workout yet, I need to do one. Now, am I dressed in exercise clothing? Oh, I can't exercise today. I forgot my shoes. I can't exercise today. I haven't got the right singlet on. Really? That's just an excuse. day that she did that, I want you to imagine this. She's over 50, she walks up to the bar, she puts her hand up there and she goes, ugh. And she pulls herself above the bar 10 times, no help from me whatsoever, drops to the ground. And that might be a different woman. Here's how different. She had a new younger boyfriend. She had a new career position. She had a new set of clothes. She had a brand new attitude about life. Now when someone tries to push her over, guess what? There's only two things that will happen with that woman. She'll fall over, but what will happen? Which is what's happened in this beautiful city. A lot of people have fallen over and terrible things have happened. But they've got back up again. Or life will try and push you over and you'll just stay standing. And I see that everywhere I go here. Why do some buildings just stay standing? Because they're strong. What have you got to be? Strong. So please, if the only thing you choose to do, and I think it's, you know, you've heard that expression, get back to basics. If you stick with the basics, you'll never have to go back to the basics. What if the basics of your life were to choose to have a happy attitude? Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze, eat more fruit and vegetables till you poo 2 times every day, get puffed at least 4 times every day, so you turn your body into a fat burning machine. And you've got strong by pushing your body towards, we won't call it exercise, push your body towards the floor and push it back up again. Is that easy? Is it costing anything? That group down there, you know what they're saying? That won't work. Here's what I'm excited about, because on next year there's a new school I'm going to come to the opening, so I can't wait. I'm so excited. Some of you will come to me and you will say, you know that push-up thing, that thing about pushing yourself towards the floor? I've been doing that. 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. I'm doing 50 now. And you'll be stronger. What if you decide from this day forward that you will get puffed 4 times a day and you will have a positive, happy attitude, you will do something. I'm not asking you not to eat chocolate. Did I say that one time? Not one time. Just eat more stuff that comes out of the ground and maybe a bit less stuff that comes in a packet or a bag or a building that's got flashing lights on the inside. I believe that we owe that to our children. Just to finish, I had a client who said to me, Rowie, I want to run a half marathon. This is why I said, it's my heart. My heart, like others, my father died of cancer, my father Jack, and I've just been diagnosed with a stroke. That's not fabulous at 40, fantastic at 50. That's dead at 45. The little girl said to me today, we're talking about smoking and being respectful to your body. And I have a theory about smoking. And I apologise not one time for this, what I'm about to share with you. There are 2 kinds of people in the world, intelligent people and smokers. Kids get that. They got that straight away today in year 5s and 6s. They said smoking's disrespectful. Here's why it's the most disrespectful though. What you do to your body, that's your decision. Of course it is. Well, what example are you setting for your kids if you're prepared to take the worst toxins in the world and suck them into your own body? There's something wrong with that picture. But here's the challenge. When you blow that stuff back out again, now that's disrespectful. Because people die of passive smoking, don't they? The 3 things I share with your year 5s and 6s today, and I share with all of my young adults around the world. I share with them, you are not children, you are the future leaders of our world. People need to grow up to respect you. So please be respectful of yourself. That's why I love this school. It's the theory of the school. Respect for yourself and respect for others. Be a hero to everybody in your lives. Can I ask you tonight, please, be the hero of your children. Don't let it be Taylor Swift and don't let it be, what's her name that pokes her tongue out? Don't let it be those people, please. When your children talk about you, please be that they, my mum and my dad, are my hero. Thanks for having me tonight. Woo!